Okay, so to start our op art drawing, as posted on Canvas, what we're going to start with is just a wavy line somewhere near the center of our paper. And then on that wavy line, we're going to make 8 dots. And I like to put my dots kind of at the beginning and end of my line too. So then spreading out 6 more dots. And the dots don't have to be evenly spaced. They can be spread out. So there's 1, 2, 3. I need 3 more. And there are my 8 total dots across my line. Now what I'm going to do, and we're going to work straight from Sharpie. We're not going to do pencil and then retrace. We're going to go straight up from Sharpie the first time. Is we're basically going to go dot to dot. But what we're going to do when we go dot to dot is kind of do a little curved line from dot to dot. Normally we would go straight to the dot, but we're going to do a little curved line to do our dot to dot. And we're going to do that on the top and on the bottom of the line, both, and connecting. Okay, so we've done one on the top and one on the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of focus in, and we're going to do a couple more. The key to this is that you're always going to start at the dot and always go back to the dot. Even if you're working clear up at the top of your page, you're going to always trace and go all the way back down to the dot. And that's what's going to help us to create our illusion. So I'm going to start at my dot. Again, I'm making that curved line to connect the dots. And I'm always coming back to the dot. And I think I'll do now then, after I finish this one, I'll do the same thing at the bottom again. Always starting at the dot, always ending at the dot. And again, this is to help to create that illusion. Now you'll notice that I'm not going super fast. I am kind of taking my time and planning things out. If we were to look at the back of our page, you can see where it's really starting to make marks on the back side where we're always connecting back to those dots. But that's exactly what we want it to do. Now I'm going to focus in. I'm not going to go the whole line, top and bottom, but I'm going to focus just on one section of dot to dot. So I think I'm going to focus right here. I'm going to just start again on that dot, and I'm going to come back to the other dot. And I'm going to start at the dot and come back. And I can make my lines close together. I can make them a little far apart. I can vary them, do some that are closer together, some that are further apart. But you'll notice I'm always coming back to that same dot. And now this one goes off the top of my paper. I'm going to reconnect on the other side and come back to my dot. I bet if we look, it's really starting to get dark on those dots on the original line. So now I'm going to do the same thing under the original line. Again, starting at that dot and ending at the dot. Now I can keep my column of lines kind of skinny. I can have them balloon out a little bit. But again, I'm always starting and stopping at my original dot. Oh, and that one's going to come real close, get on the edge of the paper, and I'm going to continue it on. Okay, so I did one whole section now. Now maybe I'm going to go on to another one. I think I'm going to skip this one for right now, and I'm going to come to this one. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Always coming up, starting and stopping at that dot. Now I can make it, they can start to go a little crooked, or they can keep going straight. Then I'm going to come down here to the bottom And again, always starting at the dot, always ending at the dot. Now, if I do happen to connect to another one of the lines that is our sections that's already been done, I don't want to cross over any lines. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trace on that line and go back. I'm going to trace right where I was, trace onto that line, and finish it out. Now the question might be, what happens since I can't draw this column all the way down? Well, let me show you. Let me again start at the top, starting at my original dot and coming back. And notice I'm not crossing over any of the lines that I've already done, but I'm just kind of tracing right on those lines, but I'm still adding it in. And I might have to be moving just a little bit more slowly and a little bit more carefully. Now I'm going to do the same here at the bottom. No matter, even though I'm tracing over lines that are already there, I'm still going to go right back to my dots. You can notice how it's getting kind of darker here, and that's going to help it to create that illusion when we get all done, because it's going to make it look darker in those, what we would call maybe folds. And that's going to help to create the illusion that it's going to look like these are popping off of our page in the end. So again, I'm just going to keep going. And even though I could have just stopped there, because, oh, I'm done. Nope, I am going to draw it all the way back down to that dot, because that's what's helping us to create that illusion. This one's going to go off the page a little bit, and I'm just going to make sure that I connect it back and come all the way back. So I'm going to maybe just quit talking, and I'm just going to focus on my drawing to finish out the page so that you have an idea. Just a little bit left to go. Just a tiny bit left to do. Whoops. Okay, that got a little messy there in the end. I'm just going to kind of help it along a little bit to clean it up. But there would be my final drawing. Now what you're going to be able to do is to start to add color, and that will be the next video.